Let's look back at some of the events which defined Armenia in 2012. In what became a major victory for Armenian civil society and its youth, the standoff over Mashtots Park was a remarkable demonstration of their strength and determination. A rare piece of green space in the center of Yerevan was saved from being turned into shops thanks to activists who engaged in a peaceful standoff for months, often in freezing temperatures, until President Serge Sarkisyan agreed the construction should stop. Activists also set their sights on Yerevan's closed market, an architectural treasure which was sold to a member of parliament, Samvel Alexanyan. It is widely believed he wants to turn the landmark into one of his line of supermarkets, and the issue remains unsolved. The argument isn't over its use, so much as maintaining the architectural integrity of the building. Intolerance in Armenia also came to the forefront when in May, a bar frequented by members of Armenia's LGBT community was bombed. The reactions from all sides were expected. What was new and surprising, however, was that some Armenian political figures, otherwise liberal and popular, actually spoke out in support of the bombing and against tolerance. In another act of violence, intolerance and impunity was again the main focus. Armenia was rocked by the brutal and fatal beating of Dr. Vahe Avetyan as he and some of his friends tried to visit a banquet hall. Bodyguards of parliamentarian and restaurant owner Ruben Harabetyan did the beating, and Harabetyan showed no signs of remorse. The public outrage resulted in Harabetyan resigning his seat in parliament, although he remains the chairman of the Armenian Football Federation. Perhaps the story which had the greatest national resonance was the surprise extradition from Hungary to Azerbaijan of axe-murderer Ramil Safarov and his subsequent pardon by President Aliyev. The global media reported on the hero's welcome Safarov received in Baku, as Karabakh's inability and unwillingness to submit to Azerbaijani rule became more understandable. Armenia also offered a hero's welcome this year, but for its victorious chess team upon winning yet another chess Olympiad, world champions for the third time out of the last 4. Armenia underwent a political reshuffling this year when the second party in parliament, the Prosperous Armenia Party, actually challenged the ruling Republican Party for seats in parliament. The Republicans still took a majority in the elections, amid charges of fraud, and the Prosperous Armenia Party did not rejoin the ruling coalition. Immediately following this decision, the name that was number 2 on the Prosperous slate, Vartan Oskanyan, was accused of money laundering, along with the CivilNet Foundation, which he founded. CivilNet supporters collected over 15,000 signatures internationally protesting this action. Armenians in Syria fled the escalated violence there, and thousands arrived in Yerevan via Armavia at sky-high prices. Armavia, the national carrier of Armenia, not only raised the price of Aleppo to Yerevan flights in the midst of this crisis, but it also canceled flights altogether at the end of August, citing its huge debts. On the arts and cultural scene, Yerevan's International Animation Film Festival, Reanimania, was held for the 4th year, hosting hundreds of animated films and well-known artists from around the world. Workshops and masterclasses were held as part of the festival. Yerevan also held distinction in 2012 as the World Book Capital, with the 500th anniversary of Armenian printing a particular focus of the festivities. Events and exhibitions on Armenian printing were held both in Armenia and in many cities abroad to celebrate, and a culture of literacy was encouraged. Those were the events which helped to shape the spirit of 2012 in Armenia. Have a happy 2013.